Hello friends, welcome back. In this video lesson, we shall be taking a look at prophylaxis in epidemics by using homeopathy. The prophylaxis available in other systems of medicine are limited to vaccination. By now you must have gathered that homeopathy is a personalized medicine. It is highly individualized. Two different people with the same apparent disease could require two different remedies depending upon their individuality. That individuality is determined by the narrative about which we have talked earlier, the idiosyncrasies of that particular person, the constitution, age, gender, occupation, all these things matter in personalizing the medicine. And of course, the most important thing is peculiar symptoms, which are by their very nature pointing towards the remedy because they seem to be quite different from other people suffering from the same disease. We can graphically show this on a Venn diagram by comparing the patient's symptoms with the disease symptoms. Let us assume that there is a patient who has 6 different symptoms. Let's label them as A, B, N, M, Q, and X. The disease which the doctor has diagnosed happens to be one which is having the symptoms A, B, C, D, E, P, R, and X. Now, if we take an intersection of these two circles, we will find that A, B, and X are common to the disease. So what is characterizing the patient are symptoms N, M, and Q. And we shall be giving that more priority and weightage while determining a remedy which fits the disease. Epidemics, by their very nature, have certain common characteristics. First of all, they are acute, which means they have a very rapid onset, followed by a crisis, and then finally a resolution. That resolution is either a recovery with or without the help of medicines, or it could result in death. Some of the common epidemics which are prevalent in the world today are measles, cholera, influenza, Ebola, COVID-19, H1N1, and a host of other ones. They require quick and widespread treatment. There is no time for individualization, and the medicine has to be distributed over a large population in a very short time if we are to save lives and to contain the epidemic. So the smart trick that is done in homeopathy is that we consider all the symptoms collected from numerous patients by numerous practitioners and assemble them together so that the whole community is taken as one person. This particular medicine is often referred to by a Latin name called the genus Epidemicus. Each single epidemic is of a peculiar, uniform character common to all the individuals who are attacked. And when this character is found in the totality of the symptoms common to all, it guides us to the discovery of the homeopathic specific remedy suitable for all the cases. So this is a very beautiful discovery which Hahnemann made when he worked with thousands of patients in a number of epidemics in which he worked successfully during his lifetime. So, in an epidemic, an individual patient's symptoms are of far lesser importance. And what is important is considering that as a community disease and considering the community as one person. In fact, the approach of homeopathy in epidemics is quite different from what is the approach in normal circumstances. Epidemics consider all people together as one person. In a chronic disease or an individual disease, it's the opposite, where the individualizing and characteristic symptoms of a person count more and are considered and given more weightage. The Spanish flu is often quoted nowadays as an example of how terrible epidemics can be and how widespread can be their destruction. Let us take a look at a few numbers and figures. It affected 20% of the world's population. It killed nearly 30 million. The number is variable. Some people say it is 20 million, others call it 30 million. Homeopaths have recorded 6,602 cases in various countries and in different circumstances. They recorded 55 deaths. So that works out to a mortality rate of less than 1% for patients who were taken care through the route of homeopathy. By contrast, allopaths treated 24,000 cases in similar circumstances or locations, and they faced a mortality rate of more than 28%, or nearly a quarter of their people died, whereas in homeopathy there was less than one death in 1,000. Allopathic treatment risked losing their lives in 28 cases out of 100. Now, the selection of the remedy in an epidemic must match not only the symptoms of the disease, but also the stage of the disease and also the locality. So it could be the same country in a different location, or it could be different country altogether, because as we said, each person responds according to the state of immunity, and the community as such also has a herd immunity. So the disease, even though it is having a common name, is quite characteristic in a particular location or time and the stage of the disease. For example, in Germany during an epidemic of cholera, they discovered that Cuprum metallicum worked beautifully as a prophylactic or as a preventive medicine. Camphora was very successful in treating in the initial stages, and the remedy Veratrum album was used in the later stages of the medicine. So depending on the stage of disease in a particular patient, there was a choice of the remedy between Camphora and Veratrum, while Cuprum metallicum was extremely good as a preventative measure. That brings us to the end of this presentation, in which we saw how homeopathy can help in epidemics, what information is available in record, and what our approach is. So thank you very much for your attention, and we shall meet once again in the next lesson. And until then, bye-bye.